5.2. Yay. Okay, I'm just gonna watch the 5.2 trailer and maybe zoom through an overview video.
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending
this looks
all of
great.
Natlan.
New area?
So Ochcon's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator.
She's flying!
At this time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
Oh, and she's actually flying.
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
Ooh. 500 years later, and it's resurfaced again.
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help. Be free!
Take me up!
Granny won't let me. Ooh, that's fun.
Time to say hello.
New robots?
It's either your end or mine!
Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Okay, so we have an interlude quest, right? This isn't a Trailblaze quest. I mean, Archon quest. Granny won't let me save anyone. Dang it. Trailblaze HSR. What? What? Okay, let me see.
Today we'll be going over the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special program.
Quick
there are some
overview.
Really exciting looking things.
Volga, I promise I only make like $3 on VODs. Please don't copy strike me. Thank you so much.
Like our first actually flying character. I'll have the redeem codes in the comments down below if you didn't pick them up from the actual special program. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first up, we have this new transformable animal, some kind of bird. It's called a cuckoosaur. They do what you would imagine. In addition to being able to fly, of course, they can also use these phlogiston wind tunnels to get some height. And if you haven't noticed yet, for each of these animals you can transform into, there is a playable character that goes alongside them. And that's where Chasca comes into play. Here you can see her just flying through the air, which looks super sick. I don't know if she has special mechanics when it comes to this, or if she's just in a special area with infinite phlogiston, but near the end of the clip you can see the phlogiston rapidly decreasing. I still think her movement ability is going to be really cool, at least in Natlan. It's yet to be seen how useful it's going to be in other regions. If she can only fly through the air as long as like Wanderer can, then I don't know, I wouldn't really consider her a flying unit. Her gameplay though does look really interesting. So she's an animal bow user, and I would at least halfway assume meant to be a DPS based on her playstyle, because she seems to require a decent amount of on-field time. But basically when you go into Night Soul mode, she'll hop on her gun and she can fire these animo shots. Normal attacks in this state will just be animo damage, but if you do a charge attack in this state, she'll get some bullets. And then depending on the elements in your team, there will be different element bullets. And since she fires all these elements at the same time, I imagine it wouldn't be that hard to like swirl for Viridescent. So I guess she could be used in that way as a support, but I would still have to imagine other units in most teams could just do it faster. Her burst essentially seems like
she's mostly charge attack gameplay, then maybe, but the movement looks like it might feel a little clunky. I guess we'll see.
Like a quick E, it'll do one big animo attack, and then based on the elements of your party members, 6 additional attacks will come out. Much like Zealman and the other animo units though, her attacks and how the bullets change are only affected by the 4 main elements. And that's all the information they provided, so it's a little hard to theorycraft about her without even knowing a passive. She does seem quite a bit like Wanderer though, I gotta say. It is definitely interesting that she herself can fire off various elements based on your teammates, but yeah, we're still waiting to see. I'm a little behind on the Archon quests, haven't done 3 or 4 yet, but I was surprised to see Ororon just showing up and casually speaking with the Traveler, so that was interesting. We do have another transformable animal, and of course because of that, a new character as well. These are called the
He said I haven't done the Archon quest, so I have no idea what's going on.
Tomisaurs, and they are essentially like puzzle-solving companions. They do seem to have some movement mechanics, like a high jump and being able to collect things further away, kind of like Nikita, and picking up specialty flowers. And then of course Ororon. I was actually really surprised to learn he's a 4-star when they brought up the banners, because he definitely has 5-star energy.
Me too. I thought so as well.
He can sort of see things the others can't as well. He does seem pretty interesting though, and of course I don't want to write him off just because he's a 4-star. If it was clear from his kid he was a main DPS, then maybe I would write him off a little bit, but I don't think that's the case. He does seem quite niche, however. So I'm pretty sure he's the first Natlan character that can not only gain Night Soul points off field, but stay in the Night Soul's blessing state while off field. That alone screams to me that he's not a DPS. How he gets the Night Soul points is by other characters triggering Night Soul bursts, or, and this is where the niche part comes in, other characters are dealing hydro or electro damage. So yeah, he definitely feels like an electro-charged support character, specifically. And it is interesting, something they actually didn't even mention in this special program, that they are buffing the electro-charged reaction. They're also buffing overloaded superconduct and shatter. I made a
Did he just say buffing shatter?
Charged reaction. They're also buffing overloaded superconduct and shatter.
Verbuffen Shatter. Oh my gosh. Overload, Superconduct, and Shatter? Shatter meta is happening. No way. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the new team comps and ridiculous challenge videos I'm going to see from this.
Even mentioned in this special program that
Shatter comeback. Shatter was never here to begin with. Shatter first time arrival.
they are buffing the electrocharge reaction. They're also buffing overloaded superconduct and shatter. I made a YouTube short about that yesterday.
And
then when
superconduct.
electrocharge damage or Night Soul aligned attacks, you actually go into the Night Soul's blessing state, which again can happen off field. And then he can use the Night Soul points while in the Night Soul blessings to deal electro damage. It looks like it's these quick flashing lightning bolts coming down from the sky. So the AoE on it does seem to be pretty good, and it happens quite often. I kind of doubt it could like proc hyper blooms, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Time reminds me a bit of like Inkonomiya. Definitely has like a darker, more dreary.
Oh, Inkonomiya reminiscent. Oh, okay. All right, I'll do my best. Sometimes I really have a hard time staying in these sad areas for very long.
Vibe to it. Besides that, while you're in the area, there's this like big dragon that's blasting you. There will also be like a Storm Terror-esque battle where you use this companion. Possibly a new weekly boss. I mean, we still don't have one for Natlin yet, so this could be it. You'll also be using the new animals you can transform into in this new area to do various things, including fighting the dragon. There will also be a new boss in this area. Definitely interesting, although unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a good test dummy. It can transform into other bosses. It has a sort of progress bar, which you need to use elemental attacks, and Night Soul aligned elemental attacks are more powerful for it. So again, I don't think it's going to be that good to test like teams on and stuff, but new bosses are cool. And then we have the new banners featuring Chasca and Linny as the 5 stars, and then of course Ororon as the 4 star there. That is cool. They're not separating the 4 star from the 5 star. I always forget if that's common.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that hasn't happened in ages. Wait, but who's on the other banner?
Or not in Genshin. I know it's at least common in other gachas though. And then in phase 2, we have Zhongli and Nuvel.
I was like, surely it's because the second set is probably more desirable characters.
But Nuvel is still one of the most powerful DPSs in the game, and if you have C1 Zealand in with her interruption resistance, you might not.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's so generous. Wait. This is not for a reason.
Also,
Dragon
of course,
banner,
5-star bow for Chasca. We'll also have 2 new 4-star weapons, which I'm assuming right now are gacha exclusive. Looking at the events now, I'm going to keep this short as I usually do. The main one here, Iktomi Spirit Seeking Scrolls. We do have a new event sword. You can get to R5 by playing the event. The gameplay involves Search for Lost Spirits, which is basically co-op sheep herding. We can consider it Evil Banisher, which is a combat event, which has specific mechanics. You're like shooting paint out of yourself and dealing damage to enemies. And then finally restoring fragmented records, which is...
Oh no. Is this a puzzle? Wait! Never mind, that looks fun. This looks right up my alley.
Just puzzle mode, basically. You're putting shapes together to make an object. Then we got Adventurers, Trials, Metamorphosis, which seems to mostly be a showcase of the Natlin characters' movement mechanics. We got a Pokemon event coming back. You basically just fight monsters with monsters. They did add or change a few mechanics, but it's pretty close to the same thing we've seen already. We will also have a TCG event separated from the main TCG game mode. It does seem to be quite faster paced with like auto battle going on there, but yeah, no matter how hard I tried, I just could never get into TCG. Regular TCG, like pretty much every patch will have an update with new cards, etc. Next up, Claw Convoy. You're basically trying to find an animal from their point of view. Leyline Overflow, again, this is basically in every patch. And now we're going to quality of life and system optimization. So I actually made a couple of YouTube shorts about this, but they actually don't go into everything, like the elemental reaction bonuses. So if you want to check those shorts out, they're on my channel. There are also a couple things I didn't talk about, like the Imaginary Theater update, where you can just click next to continue instead of having to go back to like the menu.
Oh, finally.
You can also see who borrowed your support now for whatever that's worth. Character selection for Imaginary Theater has gotten better as well with filtering, so you just click an element and then all the non-elements will be dimmed out. There will also be various tips, like recommended character roles, and you can get other tips before you actually select your characters based on the main acts or the bosses. There's an extra sorting method for artifacts to show which ones you've most recently acquired. The crafting animation has become shorter, which is amazing for me. I've seen it easily thousands of times by now. The seed dispenser can hold more seeds, and the boon of the Elder Tree object has a 5-second cooldown instead of 15. We'll have a one-click recommended lock setting for artifacts now, so if you don't want to bother setting rules for every different artifact set, you can just do that. Basically, which makes it a lot simpler and straightforward for those that don't want to, go into the nitty-gritty. You can also add stars to your artifacts to signify these are the really good ones, and they will always appear at the top, which is a very nice feature as well. I really do still wish they would add artifact loadouts. Eventually, of course, the plan would be just to get, a good set on everyone and not have to switch things around. But as I'm often experimenting a lot or just doing some weird challenge, my artifacts always get messed up. It would just be awesome to press a button and have them in the set that I made for them. Finally, the compass update, you can see more treasures, time trial challenges, series, and there'll be a quick swap feature. So even if you're going from like Natlin to Sumeru, you'll always have the appropriate compass without having to swap them manually, so that's very nice. And finally, Genshin is coming to Xbox. I did not know it wasn't on Xbox until now, but for the Xbox gamers, I guess, cool.
It is.
Yeah, that was pretty much it for the version 5.2 special program. Some pretty nice quality of life in there. Chasca does make a very interesting character. I'm looking forward to trying her out. It is a little unfortunate they're getting lighter and lighter on the details every special program, it seems, so it's hard to theorize about anything without.
Cool. Thank you for the overview for a lazy person. Or well, for me. Yay, Xbox. Has Xbox fallen off? Actually, don't answer that. Looks fine. I guess. Me and Genshin are, we're casual right now, I guess. Ain't no way anyone's playing this on Xbox. What? Every console has its niche. Okay, cool. Congrats, everyone, and good luck on your polls.